You've just paid for your flights for that dream holiday that you've been thinking of for years. And now comes the hard part where you want to do as much as you can, but at the same time, you don't be naffing around with little notes or maybe emails or maybe a Word document that just refuses to open on your holiday. Well, I think I found the best thing for you, and we used Wanderlog for our big holiday last year in Japan. Now, I started planning for this holiday using Microsoft Word, but that very quickly became very burdensome, having to move things around as I changed my mind. Then I got clever, or so I thought, and I went to Excel and I used a filtered table, and the same sort of thing happened. It just got overly complicated. Some crazy people out there use Notes app, okay, fine. Others might even use PowerPoint. And can I tell you, any of those choices are okay, but you know what it's like. You got to take the information you find, maybe write a title, copy the URL, get the opening hours to something, maybe the cost, paste in its location, and so on and so forth. And so for every golden nugget of that amazing experience that you just can't miss, becomes very, very tiring super fast to do. So last year, I found this wonderful thing called Wanderlog. Now, there's another one out there that's called TripIt, but after a little bit of a play around and then actually using it for our trip, I can only but say that Wanderlog is absolutely the way to go. And no, they haven't paid me to say this. There is a competition to win $1,000, so good luck to me. But I actually paid for the premium version. The free version is actually pretty good, very powerful. So today I'm going to show you how it actually works and why I reckon if you're doing that big once in a lifetime trip, you need to be getting onto this. Okay, so let's get into it. Now, Wanderlog is a web-based tool, meaning that any web browser you want to use, be it Safari or Chrome, and Chrome's a better choice by the way, and I'll tell you about that later on. They've got Apple iOS versions along with Android, and it's compatible with your phone and also tablet. So basically, if you are maybe perusing on your phone and you come across a really awesome thing, you can quickly add it to your trip. And I'm going to show you how quick it is later in this video. But first, a quick demonstration of actually what it looks like. So when you jump into it, it gives you a lovely little summary of your whole trip. You've got an interactive map, and you can see there's some color coding here representing different days. And we've got lots of information down here from flights, accommodation, little places that I've put some lists of ideas, not actual planning ideas, like, no, we're going to do these things, rather these are maybe not, I'm undecided. You can move things in and out there quickly, by the way, down to the actual trip itself. So it's going to give you everything. For instance, you can see here with our flight, it's got my confirmation number, it's got the departure time and flight number, and this is something that you can have downloaded to your phone. So you don't have to go looking for that email, which, have you ever been there? You got to try to find the email when it's most critically needed and you can't find it. This keeps everything downloaded on your phone, so you need not have any data or Wi-Fi. It would just work. I know I've just convinced a lot of people straight right there, haven't I? Yeah, anyway. Then it's got our accommodation. By clicking on that, it's going to show me where the accommodation is, and then I can start thinking about, well, what I want to do in and around Tokyo. On, let's say, one of our days where we went to Tokyo Disney Sea. Yeah, crazy, I know, but there you go. We can actually click on directions. So on your mobile phone, that will open up in Google Maps or Waze. You can choose either, but for demonstration purposes, I'm doing it here. And now it's opened it up in Maps, and I can see that, well, to get to Tokyo Disney Sea, I need to go on the, or I can't even pronounce that one, that line there, yeah, that one. There we go. How quick and easy was that? And if I was to look at the information about Disney Sea, you can see down the bottom here, it gives you all the information that's being curated from the web, from both Google as well as TripAdvisor and sometimes other sources. So we can see that it's a theme park, where its location, URL to the actual website itself, along with information as per TripAdvisor people, Google reviews, and so forth. And most anything that you will find in here. So, for instance, I've got here the Hiroshima Peace Memorial. Everything's done for me. So, if I was to go from, let's say, the central Hiroshima area, and I wanted to get to the museum, it's open it up in maps. And because I've specified in the settings that I want to do a mixture of walking and public transport or walking and a drive, it's actually automatically put it down to, well, I think you can actually walk this and it's a 15-minute walk, or 40 minutes in this case. Isn't that so good? So starting from the very top, you can see here that it's got reservations, both my flight details and my Airbnb details. Because I paid for the premium version, what I could do is I could either have it scan my Gmail account, or I can actually forward to a unique email address, and it would import all the details into this plan. So I need not type anything. It saves the attachment so that I can actually reference it quite easy later on. Remember, offline stuff, unlimited attachment, very good. And same too with the flights. And if we were flying on the day, because it knew our flight number, it will give you live updates as to maybe any delays and things like that. So it didn't happen to us, but it might be very handy to you. The next section is basically what you want to add to your planner. And so you know what it's like. You will have someone tell you, oh, you've got to go here, or you might see that TikTok story or YouTube short or something that says you've got to go this place. And you think, okay, maybe, maybe not. So you can always put it into, let's say, right here, I've got a map, Fuji day trip, and I've put in here all the different things that you can be doing in that area. And if I was to include one of these to one of the days, I could actually, by clicking on that, you can see at the top of the screen here, it says move to, and I can now move it to any of the days for our holiday. That quick and that easy. It gets better. Let's say we're actually playing around with our itinerary here in Hiroshima, and I think to myself, you know what, I think I want to do this first, and I want to finish with this cafe last and have lunch there or dinner there or something like that. And you can see how quickly and easily I was able to change the order of activities. Now, can you imagine doing that in Microsoft Word or Excel? It's going to take several minutes at least, even for the most skilled of people. And this is the other awesome thing. Not only can you change the order very, very easily and move things from one list to another list, you can reorganize your days, the actual organization of it. And we did it a few times based upon the weather forecast when we're actually over there. And by clicking on one of these icons and having it selected on our map, you can see that we're starting down here at Team Lab Planets. Then we're going to this rooftop garden, and then we're going over to the Imperial Palace, and so on and so forth. And if I want to actually change the order of these, I can, just by simply clicking on that, and it's going to reroute everything. And again, I can click on directions and it would jump straight to Google Maps if I want to do that. Other things that I found very beneficial is that at the top of the day, you can actually give any sort of subheading you like. And also within any area, you could add a notes panel along with, let's say for Team Labs Planets, you could write a note to yourself saying, hey, make sure you get here at this time, say, or avoid the crowds by going very, very early, or maybe at dusk. That's another great tip, because if you want to avoid the crowds in Japan, you've got to get up very early, because most shrines and temples and gardens are open 24/7, whereas shops and stuff are only open from like 10 a.m. until roughly 8 p.m. at night. So yeah, plan accordingly. Okay, top tip for you there. The other thing that Wanderlog does really well is you can have a planning partner or partners. So you can actually add people to become editors of your plan. So if you're doing a group trip with friends or family, you could have them contribute and put things into a day in particular, or just to a suggested idea. And when it's all said and done, you could argue it out. Good luck. But nonetheless, it's very handy for that sort of feature. You might be thinking, geez, Chris, that looks all really hard what you've done. You've obviously put a lot of time and effort to get to that. But let me show you how quick and easy it is to create your own plan. So let's start a new trip, and we'll do, let's say Melbourne. And we'll do it in, let's do it March next year. We'll do a month, and you can see here we could add trip mates, it's called, but we'll skip that, and you can always do it later on. So one of the things you can do with Wanderlog is you can do autofill day, and it will actually create a typical itinerary based upon what people might do through either TripAdvisor or through Google reviews. And right here, it suggested Queen Victoria Market, Melbourne Museum, Central, then the Sky Deck. Pretty good. Maybe you'll want to start backwards so you can get a bit of orientation to Melbourne. So go up the tower, have a look around, then get your bearings from there. Now, one of the things that I didn't show you previously was that you can actually optimize the route if you've got the paid version of it. So by clicking on that, it will actually resort this order, and let's pretend it's 10 or 12 long, and you can say, I want you from my accommodation to this last place, let's pretend it's going to be the Sky Deck, and it will actually sort it out in the most logical order. The other thing you can do is have AI suggest up an itinerary. You can either say just 2 days, 3 days, 7 days, whatever you like to do. And so for this, I did 3 days just to show you guys. And okay, let's go for the National Gallery Victoria, and we can add that to our trip. Let's say to Wednesday the 4th, and let's add in now the Botanical Gardens. That'd be a good one to put in there. And we'll put that also on Wednesday. We could maybe go down to Luna Park for a little bit of fun. And there you go. How quick and easy was that? Imagine the amount of time you just saved. It is so amazingly good. It really is. And so here's our Wednesday, and we've got the National Gallery there, and we've got Luna Park. So again, this is not a paid video in any way, shape or form. There's no commission, there's nothing. I just used it and I was so impressed. I thought you should know about it too. So between, I think, the easeability of having everything downloaded to your phone ready to go, so you don't need to naff around with finding that elusive email that's never where you want it when you need it. Not having to deal with that time and editing of Word or Excel or PowerPoint or Notes or whatever you've used in the past. This makes it so much easier because it collates all the vital information you need to have a great holiday. And as you're touring around, you go, okay, we've done this place now, tap, directions to the next place, and you move on. And because it's going to show you how long it's going to take you to get between different places and the cost of doing that different transport, you can start budgeting and think to yourself, gee, for a family of 5, it's actually better for us to maybe hire a car and not do the train to Nara. Yeah. Definitely good learning for me there, because I thought to myself, you know what, Japan's great for public transport, and it really is, and I enjoy the experience, but there was times where we spent about $100 on ground transport because there were so many in my family. So yeah, great planning tool, really is very awesome, and I can't not recommend it enough. So look, Wanderlog, if you're watching, thanks very much. Good job. Love your work. If you've enjoyed this video and found it beneficial, maybe super thanks is really welcome. Subscribe definitely helps. If you want to get early access to videos and behind the scenes and sometimes content you don't ever see here, check out my Ko-fi page for that. Otherwise, YouTube thinks you might actually enjoy one of these videos, so do go check them out, and I'll see you real soon.